Hey guys, Credit Diva here. Thank you so much for coming back for day 2 of me being consistent and uploading videos. Today is February the 2nd. You're going to see me in different views during this month. Right now it's late on this day. I never really said the time that I was going to be uploading videos. I just said that I was going to make sure I uploaded a video daily. So it is pretty late right now. I have not worked out today yet, but that is going to happen right after I finish this video, edit it, and start uploading it to YouTube. But today's video, we're going to talk about what I had discussed a little bit yesterday in regards to my goals, and that's in regards to no spend month. So I figured the best way to do this would be to kind of break down the no spend month into 4 different little videos. So I make it a little series, and we're going to do 4 videos. So I'm going to do a video every week. For this week, we're going to pretty much talk about the what and the why when it comes to a no spend month. The next video is going to be when would you have a no spend month, just kind of helping you or giving you some information on how I chose the months that I did. Third video will be the how. How do you prepare for a no spend month? That's very important, especially when you want it to be a successful no spend month. And then finally concluding, you're at the end of the month, you're about to cross that finish line. You don't have to feel like you're restricted, even though now I've been doing this yearly, so I don't feel restricted at all, because I feel like I'm pretty comfortable with not spending on unnecessary items every month. So that's how we're going to do me breaking down the entire no spend month, and hopefully that's something that you can possibly implement in your yearly goals and save a little money. So with that being said, and yes, I would like to just I want to say that, you're going to see me in different views in these videos because this is real life. I'm not one of those type of people that's just going to fake the funk for the, make it seem like everything is just perfect. My hair is always done, and I really don't wear makeup like that, but when I do, she cute. But outside of that, you're going to get me. I'm going to be fresh faced, glowing sometime. You might even see me working out on here. It really just depends. But it's going to be real on this YouTube channel. There's not really going to be any, just kind of a whole production of it all. Okay. So with that being said, we're going to jump right into the what and the why. So I do have some notes here as far as when I remember about 4 years ago, I started a no spend month, or I started to implement a no spend month. And I think the main thing for me is to understand exactly what my goals were. What was the ultimate goal for me not spending every single month? So at the time, it was I wanted to purchase my home, and I did not want to have to worry about asking anyone for a down payment, or I didn't want to have to worry about not having enough money saved for a down payment and or closing costs. So I wanted to make sure that I had a way to where I could save my money and get my home. So that's exactly what I did. I implemented a no spend month. To me, that was my ultimate goal. That was my why I wanted to do it, which gave me it gave me the drive to stay on task, and it allowed me to get my home. So I was that. And it's worked for me. Now my goals are a little bit different. I'm into investment properties. I'm into just a lot of other things that I'm interested in, why I choose to save my money, especially vacations. Even, the beach house right now is like the big thing for me as well. But, it's going to come, but I'm going to make sure that I'm smart about it in regards to this money. So understanding your why, understanding why you want to do a no spend month. So once you figure out your why, then you're going to understand what is it that I need to do in order to implement this to get me to reach my ultimate goal, or my why. So to do that, you would basically have to decipher between your needs and your wants. And if you've never heard that before, that has a lot to do with budgeting. So this could be like a mini intro into budgeting. Your needs are your necessities, what you cannot go without an entire month. So we're talking about your power, your gas, your utilities. We're not going to talk about cable. Cable is not a necessity. That is a want. That is a luxury. I know now a lot of people, they pretty much cut the cable cords and everyone's streaming, but There are some of us still out here that have cable because their husband won't red zone on a normal basis. If any of y'all have any ideas on how I can get past that so I can cut this cable cord, I appreciate it. So anyway, just stand on task. Stand on task. Understand your necessities and or your needs versus your wants. So again, your needs are your utilities, food, gas for your car to get to and from work, your debt, any debt that you have that you pay, like your revolving accounts, that's your credit cards, personal accounts, HELOCs, PLOCs, any revolving credit, those are needs. Those have to be paid every single month. One, if you don't pay them, you're going to mess your credit up. And two, if you don't pay them, you'll possibly, get yourself in a situation that you don't really want to be in, where if you start missing payments, they're going to shut down your credit limit. And again, ultimately, it's going to mess your credit up. So that is something that you don't want to do. Those are considered needs. Your wants. Wants would be going out to eat, Starbucks runs, sometimes having to do with your nails and your hair. And on those lines, for example, if you're so used to getting your hair done, let's just say every week, maybe you would cut back to maybe twice a month instead of every single week. Same with your nails. If you're used to getting your nails done every 2 weeks, maybe in the no spend month, you only get it once. Or in my case, I don't get my nails done at all at anybody's shop. I do my nails at home. I do a lot with my hands, building, cooking, things like that. So I really don't get my nails done unless it's a special occasion and I want to be cute or whatever. And then I'll go and do that. But ultimately, if I'm in the garden, if I'm running after chickens and ducks, yeah, I got them. But I don't really keep nails on like that. But if I do, I am 100% with the press on game and I'm loving it. And I'll do my own press ons because to me, I'd rather pay the cost of having the nails and painting them myself and decorating them myself opposed to paying someone $50 and $60 on something that I can do for myself. So again, you'll have to determine your needs and your wants. For me right now, the way that I do my no spend months, I completely cut down on all not necessities, on all wants. I do my own hair. I do my own nails. I make my coffee at home. I take my lunch to work. I will say though, that if I am wanting to go out, there is a way around that. And the way around that would be to use gift cards. And those gift cards can come from Christmas time when people giving you gift cards to different locations. I have friends that know the different places that I love to eat. Or if I have, that they know I love to shop at. So they do give me those gift cards if I have that itch and I need to go somewhere and do something, because we're all human, right? And when those moments do happen, it's best to have a actual gift card because you're not spending actually any liquid cash that you may have that's in your account or deposited in your account from your paycheck. Okay, makes sense? Good. So moving right along, I want to talk about some benefits or the pros and cons of having a no spend month. The pros outweigh the cons by far. You cannot catch up. The cons cannot catch up with the pros at all. And if you know, like I know, anytime the pros outweigh the con, that's something that you want to go with. So again, to top it off, the number one pro is that you will save money when you are cutting out unnecessary spending. You will save that money. And when you start seeing that money in your account, that sometimes can be the difference of you living paycheck to paycheck and not really realizing that, okay, yes, I do have this extra money, but if I didn't see it for myself and I just continued to spend the same way that I did, I would have never even known. So, you will save money. It can help you realize, the actual amount of money that you can have in your account if you're not spending it on unnecessary items. Another pro that I will say is that it allows you to focus on other other hobbies that you may have or tasks that you may want to get done. So, sometimes we can get all in a rut or I don't want to say all in a rut. Sometimes we can get in a place where we are consistently every Friday, we get paid, or we're ready to go out, or we're ready to take the kids somewhere because it's easy. I'm tired. Let's just pick them up something from, this fast food spot. It's easy to do. We're all human. And, with the way that the world is going right now, and now that everybody is back in the streets for the most part, it's easy for us to be tired from working, kids, extracurricular activities. Let's just pick something up and go home instead of cooking. So when you do have a no spend month, it actually triggers you to think ahead of things and actually plan out what's going to be for dinners, what's going to be for lunches, what's going to be for breakfast. So then that way you're not tempted to making those stops on those days that you're tired. You already have things in place. You already know what's going to be cooked. So it's easier for you not to spend that unnecessary money. Another pro is the budget development skills. You will be developing skills to understand a budget. You will be able to say, okay, I'm going to go into the store, and for this no spend month, a part of my budget will be only spending $150 on grocery. Of course, that may differ depending on your family size or if it's just you individually. And as you plan that out, if it's you by yourself, with your kids, or if it's you and your husband or your partner and you all are figuring that out, you can figure out that amount, and then you can work a plan. You can meal plan and meal prep in order to understand exactly what you need from the grocery store to make those particular meals, so that you do not have to pay breakfast, lunch, or dinner unnecessarily because you didn't have plans in place of what to do. So that is a part of budgeting, and whether you realize it or not, that's a very, I don't want to say a small part of budgeting, but when it comes to food, eating out, that's huge. Just a quick personal tidbit. Before I got my house 1 month, my oldest son was playing football. My husband was working. Well, he wasn't my husband then, but he was working late. I was working, and that month, it was just so crazy. Well, when I pulled all of the receipts of what we spent that month just on eating out because we were just lazy or tired and a lack of planning, basically, ultimately is what it was. We had spent over $800 on just eating out. When I seen that, it was a no-go for me anymore. It will never be a time that I will eat out where I'm spending almost, at that time you could get rent for $800. No way was I ever doing that again. So just a tip, the charges can add up quickly. And then nowadays, the way they charge them for food, especially eggs, why do you think I got these chickens and ducks? Ducks lay eggs too, and they're just as delicious. But nowadays, with just the cost of food, no, we will never ever have to pay or have to eat out to where we will be spending $800 a month. That will never happen again. So it will open your eyes to a lot of things, but you will start developing great budgeting skills, and you can use them and you can teach them to your children as well, so that they can start developing some budgeting skills as well. And then finally, you're going to improve on your self-discipline, because in your mind, you have your goal set, you have your why you're doing this, and your what is going to be, what is it that I want to do today to make sure that I stick to my goal of what I'm doing this for. You're going to think about that. And with you thinking about that, you're working on your self-discipline. No, I already have planned that I'm going to eat this for breakfast. I'm going to make my coffee. And let me tell you all, Pinterest, YouTube, there are all kind of resources out here on different social media platforms. They teach you pretty much how to do it. I mean, I stay on YouTube more than I watch TV. I just do. Pinterest, I'm constantly on Pinterest. So there's a lot of things that you can learn to do for yourself. Prime example, tonight, I made a salad. I wanted my balsamic vinaigrette. Normally at the store, there's one called Marcelli's or something like that. It's $4.99 for a bottle like this, right? Tonight, I remember I had pinned on Pinterest while I was sitting somewhere, and I seen a balsamic vinegar, like a creamy balsamic vinegar recipe. And I said, okay, I'm going to make that. Well, I didn't have any more balsamic, the $4.99 bottle. And I found the recipe on Pinterest. Don't y'all know that balsamic vinaigrette was better than the one that I bought from the store for $4.99. So when I was talking to my husband earlier tonight, never again will I buy a $4.99 bottle this size of creamy balsamic vinaigrette. I will be making it. You know how long it took me to make it? 5 minutes. I'm so upset with myself. I was just sitting here thinking about how many bottles of that stuff that I went through over the year. I don't even want to calculate it because I'm probably going to be more upset about that than I was about us eating in 1 month that cost us $800. So anyway, moving along. Okay, so that is just some of the benefits that I found personally for myself in having a no spend month. So I want to talk about some cons. Some cons of it is if you do not plan out your meals, if you do not plan out activities, and we'll talk about real quick what some activities can be. If you don't plan out your activities, if you don't have a plan, you're just kind of going along with your normal every day to day, you're not going to be successful in your no spend month. You must have a plan, meaning planning out your breakfast, lunch, dinners, planning out your outings, thinking of things that may happen, that you may need a little extra money for. It's like prime example, your tire might go flat on your car, or you might blow a tire and you need to get another tire. Well, because you're not spending on anything unnecessarily, that becomes a need, right? It's not like you just want to go out here and buy a tire because you want a tire. If something like that happens, quite frankly, that becomes a need, and then you would have money. You would, of course, allot money in order to pay for that so that you can continue to get to and from where you need to go. So, if you don't have a plan, just make sure that you have a plan, and planning out a no spend month. And maybe on the next video, I'll show you all, kind of a written out how I do my plan. I've just done it for so long. I don't really need to use anything where I'm like, okay, 150 for here. And I don't need to do that anymore because in my mind, I cut out all unnecessary spending. The next thing is, if you do not put your friends and family on alert of what it is that you're doing, meaning, I'm not spending anything this month. Don't ask me for nothing. If you ask me or want me to go out, I'll go out with you, but do not expect me to spend nothing. You might lose some friends. You might lose some people that just want to be around you because you spending like they spending. And sometimes when your mentality about things change because you have goals, you might lose some people that don't, they're not on the same level where you are mentally, and that's okay. But ultimately, you have a goal that you're trying to attain for yourself, and either they there for the ride or they not. I know I have friends that like to eat, right? And that's why I think they give me gift cards because to places that we like to eat, because and whether that's for birthday or Christmas or whatever, because when I have these no spend months, we can still go have a good time because I'm not spending any liquid cash because of these gift cards. So that's just a little tip. I'll talk to you about that a little later. But with the cons, you just have to make sure, and again, there's not a lot of cons to having a no spend month. But there is a third one that I do want to talk about. But ultimately, the main two is if you don't have a plan, you're not going to be successful. It's just not going to work. You have to have a plan, especially with your food. You're going to work, children activities, I'll say unnecessary activities for the kids, like a Chuck E. Cheese or a jump zone, or one of these different other things that you have to pay to take the kids to. If you're doing a no spend month, it's a no spend month, right? No unnecessary spending. And then finally, the third thing, in my opinion, I would say would have to be to where you, how can I put it? The third thing that I would say that's a con is that it will press on you when you're first starting. You will feel that you are restricting yourself from something. And because we are beasts of habits, we habitually do things over and over and the same all the time. When it's something new that comes into play, a lot of people's not good with change. So I will say that it will press on you to where you feel like you're being restricted. But trust me, when there's more money in your bank account from no unnecessary money, no unnecessary spending, you are then forced to say, hey, maybe I could do this a different way, or maybe I can, if I'm eating out 5 times a month or 5 times a week, maybe we can cut that back to 1. Ultimately, again, the pros outweigh the cons. And, the main thing with the no spend month is that you're able to see exactly where your money or how much money you can have in your account if you do not spend anything extra outside of your necessities. So for me, it's helped. I've done it for years. I do it 4 times a year. I do it once every quarter. It has helped me dramatically. So with that, I want to talk about the gift card things and some activities. So again, like I was saying, if there is something that you want to do at different locations, or if you need something, going out with friends, or let's say you need maybe a new eyeliner, pencil, or something makeup wise, and you just was not trying to spend any money. If you do have also these these different apps that pay you back for uploading receipts or you buying a specific item. So we got IBOTTA, we have Checkout 51, we have what's the one I always use now? It's called Fetch. I'll go ahead and put my link of Fetch in the description box. I think I have one for Checkout 51 and I have one for IBOTTA as well. So if you're interested in getting set up using one of those apps, please feel free to click on those. I think I do get some points if I bring a friend on, so we can be friends. And you can use that link and then you'll get a certain amount of points. But those points turn into gift cards. So if you need a gift card from Sephora, Wells Fargo, TGI Friday, Olive Garden, anything like that, you can you can kind of turn those points into gift cards and use them if you're wanting to go out. So that's just a cool little thing that you can do if you're not trying to spend any money. And like with Fetch, if you're just scanning in receipts of items that you're normally getting anyway, your necessities, food wise or gas, and you're just scanning them in, you're able to then turn those receipt points into gift cards. Why not? And use them. You're not spending any liquid cash. You're using the gift cards that you earn from simply scanning a receipt. So I think that's pretty cool. Another good thing, or excuse me, I don't want to say a good thing, I'm off, the pros and cons, but another tip that I would suggest if you're looking for ways of entertaining yourself and or your children when you are in a no spend month, I want to tell you that your best friend will be libraries, the park, free events in your neighborhoods, potlucks at your home, game nights, camp ins, camp outs, depending on the weather outside. Right now it's still cold where I live, but my son loves putting sheets on the chairs and creating his own little fort with pillows so he can go up in there and play whatever game it is he gonna play. I don't know, but you can be creative, and I'm gonna tell you, the younger the kids are, the more imaginary. I mean, their imagination is wild. You can give them a box and you can turn that box into a house and they will have a great time for hours. So there are things that you can do, but I will say that the library has been a big one for me, and the parks are huge as well. And I do know that a lot of parks, there's a lot of free events that happen. Just check your Facebook or check your different apps for different things in your areas. There's always something that is being done in a county, a city, suburbs or urban. There's always something that is going on that you can do for free. For yourself, adult wise, you can have, again, a game night with your girls. You can invite your girls over. I know me and my girlfriends have had where we've made jewelry together, candles, lipsticks. We've just done different things that we're not out paying someone, we're not out eating for one. And then when you are out eating, you have to tip and all of that extra. We're not doing any of that. No one's wasting gas, going further than what we need to. So it's a win-win. There are things for you to do, and not to mention the fact Pinterest will also give you additional items. There's things on YouTube that you can look up, no spend month activities. But for me specifically, I will say I always will try to do stuff around the house. So I use this time or my no spend month to, in this instance, I'll call it do spring cleaning, even though it's in February. So I'll start clearing out clothes that my kids have grown out of, clothes that I've grown out of, clothes my husband's grown out of. I'll start cleaning out my pantry, refrigerator, stove, just a lot of different things that you can get done during this month, whereas otherwise you wouldn't necessarily in the month, because you would have other things planned on the weekend. So I use this time just to get a lot of stuff kind of together, but I do plan it out and I think through it exactly what it is. And even if that means for you, it might be just getting your refrigerator done or getting your pantry done or clearing out the clothes that you outgrown or just don't like anymore. It doesn't have to be anything that is just super strenuous or anything like that, but just something to where you feel like you got something accomplished in the month of there's a lot of different things that you can do to occupy yourself, whereas you would otherwise be out spending your money. So you can stay in, get some things done, and your bank account keeps more money in it as well. So with that being said, that's pretty much the why and the what. If there's something, or if you have questions that maybe I didn't answer for you during this video, please feel free to drop those in the comment box. If you do think that no spend month is something that you may want to do, please drop that in as well and let me know what month you're going to do it. I'm always here to support and offer encouragement. You can do it. Just make sure, when you're first getting started, you offer yourself some grace. Because it is very hard when you first start, because again, you're a creature of habit. You've done something the same way for years, and for you to kind of throw a no spend month in there and cut off all unnecessary spending, it can be, I don't want to say traumatic, but it can be uneasy or uncomfortable when you first start. But I promise you, once you get started, you start seeing how much money you keep in your bank account, it will be something that you want to continue. So that's it, guys. It is almost time for me to start my workout. So I'm going to go on to that so I stay on task with that as well. And I will see you all tomorrow for day 3. Bye.